Hey guys, I am Merry Christmas by the way. I am making this video because I finally stopped procrastinating. So I just came back from my yearly envisioning cruise, and there's been a lot of things that I've learned about myself because during the envisioning process, we did a lot of reflection. We did a lot of what went well, what didn't go so well this year. And I want to share my reflections with you, and maybe you're going to get some value out of it. And this video serves as well as a announcement about some changes that I'm making to this channel in order to move things along. Because I think I'm not alone with this. I think that there are many people who may be struggling with the same things that I did. And I'm making a resolution over here, and I want to share this. And by sharing this, those who are facing the same issues may realize that hey, they're not alone. And yes, there is a way out. So this video is going to be a vulnerable piece where I dissect what went wrong and what I decided to do about it, and making an announcement of what is going to be changing next year onwards. So here goes, right? At the start of this year, I've set YouTube as one of my goals alongside my certain health goals, alongside certain business goals. And I realized that was such a big mistake because I was basically trying to storm three castles at once. Like, it is okay if you make one big goal and you have like two subsidiary goals. But for me, I think I got a little bit greedy this year. In 2024, I was doing it very well. So I got a lot of results, but um, in coming into 2025, I think I got a little bit greedy, and I started to take on more than I can chew. So I aim for 10,000 subscribers on YouTube in 2025. I actually hit like 899, which right now, which is 899 as of the time of recording. That's like an 8% or 9% success rate. So by any metric, it would be considered a failure. So this week during the cruise, I finally figured out why. And when I really think about it, yes, there has been many things that derailed me this year, like things like certain Stripe issues. Those of you who are my subscribers on my newsletter, you guys know I've been sharing about that. Certain partnership issues, certain health issues, personal issues, many things. But after I did a lot of intense reflection, I realized that all these things are just symptoms. Like, because shit always happens in life, right? And if I'm really determined to go through it and put out content, I could, but I didn't. Why? Because these are not the real reasons why. These are not what is actually stopping me. What's actually stopping me is something hidden, something deep. And what I realized is that underneath all of that, there were actually some specific fears. And by interacting with the AI coach, we've managed to dig out those 6 specific fears. And it didn't came out because I asked the AI, hey, what are all my fears? No, it came out because we were going through different areas of my life. We were reflecting, and piece by piece, like certain things that I say, and the AI pointed out, okay, this could be a potential limiting belief. Let's take a look at that. So we actually did that, and we uncovered actually 6 specific fears that I will now dissect with you. And by the end of this, I'll tell you exactly what I'll do to overcome this. So this realization is actually was actually kind of simmering all this while. Like, it started with signals around the start of Q4, and it came out because around the start of Q4, I realized that I had actually a lot of things that I wanted to say. A lot of things that when I look at things, the situation online around AI, around what's happening around the globe, around the people around me as well, I realized that there's a lot of things that I wanted to say, but I held myself back because earlier this year, when I started making certain comment or making certain posts about what I think about American politics, there have been people coming around and try to cancel me and stuff like that. And I sort of realized that I've been holding myself back because I was afraid of that. And now I'm starting to think that, I started to realize that this is not really necessary. In fact, when I'm interacting with my clients and my friends and my peers, consistently people keep telling me that my opinions are they found my opinions to be of value to them. They found my opinions to be to give them clarity, and so they want to hear more of it. And here I am, constantly suppressing myself, constantly not allowing myself to say the things that I really want to say because I was afraid of offending people. So what gives, right? So and I sort of had these ideas in the back of my mind, and it wasn't until the envisioning process I went to this cruise. So many of you know, like every single year I go on a cruise, and basically I number 1, relax. Number 2, reflect what went wrong. Number 3, like think about all the different areas of my life and do an inventory, a stock take on how things are. What is the state of my life right now? And then only I set like 1 to 3 main goals. This year, moving forward, I'm gonna set only one goal. I'm not gonna set 3 goals anymore. No more, no more greed. That is the biggest lesson I've learned this year. So anyway, as I was going through the process, right, I thought coming into this after so many years of doing this, I thought that the area of mind and emotions would probably be um, one of my strongest. But apparently, in throughout this entire year, what came out was that this was probably the biggest bottleneck because things change, we evolve, we grow as a person, and what used to be the biggest bottleneck may not be the biggest bottleneck anymore. And I knowingly, I allowed this to sort of slip. And through a lot of reflection, I realized that okay, it's sort of impacting many areas of my life, including my health and fitness, intimacy, area of my business. So it's not so much of being emotionally unstable, but it's more of like my mind has become this sort of thing where I sort of just blank out. As an example, in terms of area of my body, many times this year, like when I eat the things that I'm not supposed to eat, I don't even realize I was doing it until the food is in my mouth. So the AI calls it disassociative episodes. Like I literally don't realize that. So there's no conscious control. So stuff like that are things that I really want to work on. But it came to light, right? It came to light that around the 6 specific fears that was preventing me from putting out as much content as I would like was things like fear number one, I might fumble what I say. So what I ended up doing is that I ended up preparing scripts and long ass outlines and stuff like that. If you guys saw what I did last year in regards to the AI coach video, there was this big ass list of things that I wanted to say, and it didn't help that at the same time I joined certain YouTube growth programs that recommended scripting. And I understand the rationale, but because there was this fear that I might fumble what I say, I keep on preparing and think about like how are all these different attack angles and stuff like that. And it became a very unenjoyable experience. So I end up having instead of feeling the feeling and hitting record and say what I want to say, I ended up preparing for like 2 weeks just to say what I want to say. And by then, my excitement around that topic that I want to talk about has already completely died down. So I learned that the way to go about it, articulation is a skill that comes with practice. But instead of constantly articulating myself, I'm just constantly trying to think about what I want to say and then putting it on the script. Not good. Which brings me to fear number 2. The fear number 2 is that the topics which is a lived experience, the topics that I'm fired up about right now might not excite me by the scheduled time, which is the reason why, like, if you saw some of my videos, I appear very dull, very unexcited, very unenthusiastic. Why? Because the same topic of conversation and script has been running in the back of my head again and again and again and again and again. I was thinking about it when I go to sleep. I think about it when I was brushing my teeth. I think about it when I was like drinking coffee. And because it has gone through my mind so many bloody freaking time, by the time I actually got in front of the camera, I already lost all the excitement. And because this repeatedly happened again and again, now there's another fear. Another fear is like, okay, what if I don't do this fast enough? Then I lose the excitement. And so it's like I pressure myself to prepare faster, but pressuring myself to prepare faster makes the process even less enjoyable. So that's another mistake and also another fear. Another fear that I have is the fear number 3 is if I'm not excited, it will show and I won't be able to articulate myself well, which is exactly what I just mentioned. Exactly what you guys saw last year. Like some of my videos, like it was a forced excitement rather than an excitement that came naturally. And I think that you guys can feel it too, which adds which the evidence reinforces the fear for future thing. And number 4 is that if I were to follow a schedule, then I might kill spontaneity because there are so many people who said, okay, what if you batch create content? I actually did that once before, many years ago when TikTok was booming, right? By the way, as I'm recording this, I wonder if you guys noticed, but I was just pausing my video and starting recording. And the reason why is because there's like sort of phlegm which is at the back of my throat. I do not know. Every time I try to record something, uh, this happens, which is another fear that I have, which is like I might fumble what I say, which is exactly what's happening in real time. So, anyway, number three, like if I were to follow the schedule and do content batching, they might kill my excitement, it might kill my spontaneity, which is exactly what happened. So it's like I was afraid of that, afraid of the lack of spontaneity might reduce the standard, and if I reduce the standard or I fumble what I say, it brings back down to number one. Well, fear number five, there is a voice that is saying, like, if I were to commit to like, and this came out when I was setting the goal for this year, and one of the things about setting the goal is that the AI coach was recommending this that I set a goal of producing 2 videos per week, and man, the most illogical, irrational thing happened, which is the back of my mind was saying, "That's all you gotta do, Felix? Just 2 videos per week? That sounds easy. Surely you can stuff more things into your schedule if all you gotta do is just 2 videos per week." And that was another limiting belief. That was another factor that prevented, because it's precisely because of the underestimation of the task at hand that I tend to commit to many more things that is about to come. So I end up adding one goal after another goal, another commitment after another commitment. In the end, it just sort of just killed my momentum altogether. But finally, the last bit of all, which is like the granddaddy of all of these fears, right? And it's the fear that I look ugly. It's the voice at the back of my mind that says, "Hey, I'm ugly," and this is like revealed to me every single time I look at the camera, because like I have pimples, or like sometimes I'm not shaven. By the way, so recently I decided to do laser on my facial hair, so that I don't have to like shave ever again. That's just one of the things I wanted to do. But because I'm going through that, like I'm not able to, like the therapist told me not to shave, and because of that, uh, there will be times where I hop on the camera and it's like, okay, got a mustache, sometimes no mustache and stuff like that. And so it's like all these things are barriers, and me fumbling, the possibility of fumbling, the possibility of me stuttering, all these, it just pushes to this one big idea, one big idea of being afraid of how I look in front of the camera, how I sound in front of the camera. It's the image, both visual, mental, auditory. So this fear number 6, which is the voice that says I am ugly, is just constantly running at the back of my mind. And it was reflected when the AI coach asked, like, when you were going through all of that, like how often, like how much weight did this question at the back of your mind is costing you? It's kind of like when you open up too many different Chrome tabs, your computer slows down, right? So how much energy, how much resources is this sapping from you when every time you want to do something? And I realize it's all the fucking time, all the time. So all these fears cause me to sort of set a high standard. I need to make sure that my throat is perfect. Right now it's not perfect. I'm doing it anyway, because I otherwise it will never come out. I need to make sure that my mic is perfect. Right now, I'm aware that my audio quality isn't the best. I don't know why suddenly the audio quality is so bad, but I need to make sure that is perfect. I need to make sure that my articulation is perfect. I need to make sure I have my script. I need to make sure that I have my editing done. I need to make sure I have all of these things. So what ends up happening is that the conclusion, right, is that, okay, I need to make sure that I have a lot of time in order to produce content. In order to have a lot of time, I need to make sure that business side of things are perfectly done. So in order to make sure my business side of things perfectly done, I need to make sure that all the processes and client retention and client conversion is all perfectly proper, so that I can finally focus on conversion. And so it's like endlessly building protocols, modules, SOPs, systems, automations, and I never really get to content. And when I finally saw it during my reflection this year, it's like it frustrates the hell out of me. It's like I kept telling myself I couldn't film without a script. I told myself I need professional editing, right? I need to pay somebody to edit my videos for me. I told myself that I had to be strictly on brand, because SEO right? You got to be known for one thing, personal branding, right? You got to be known for only one thing. You can't get away from it, because if you try to serve everyone, you serve nobody. But there are too many damn things that I want to say, but I'm just locking myself behind one box because some experts told me to. And sure, they may have a point, but right now, I'm not even producing any content. So between having no content versus having scattered content, I think having scattered content is is infinitely better. No matter what. Okay. So I'm done with all of that. I'm really done. And there's actually, in fact, there's so many things that I do want to say, that I do want to talk about. When I hear news about what is happening around the world, I want to give my commentary about that. When I hear things that is happening around the AI world, I want to give my commentary about that. When I see certain things that is completely unrelated to AI but is deeply meaningful to me, like mindset, like the keys to actually make progress in this game of business, where I get really fired up, where my clients and my friends and my peers consistently tell me that I have some valuable input to share. I want to be able to share all that. So I don't want to think about all of these things anymore. In the past, I thought I was ensuring like excellence, but all I did was I was just kind of building armor, and the armor is damn heavy. I'm done building armor. It's too bloated. I'm interested in a machine that runs without a weight. So here are the things that I want to do in 2026. Right, I'm gonna start with the goal first. In 2026, I don't want to set any outcome goals anymore, because I need to learn from my mistakes. Like, in order to get 10K subscribers, I need to produce X number of videos. I need to make sure that it hits the algorithm just right and all that bullshit. I'm done with all of that. Done. No more. I'm setting a process goal instead. But instead of me committing to like, okay, I want to produce like 2 videos per week, I think that would be a mistake, because then I am willpowering through it. No, what I want in 2026 is that I want to create a system or a content creation process that allows me to easily produce at least 2 videos per week, no matter what, even when I am dealing with certain crisis. All right. So it means that my YouTube channel model, my content creation process, all of that, it has to support that. And I think I have some ideas on how to do it. And here are my idea right now. So again, the goal is to produce 2 videos per week next year in 2026, but I'm not going to produce it through sheer hard work or willpower or effort. Okay. I'm going to produce it by creating the process that produces these 2 videos per week. And I want to be able to enjoy this process. That's my main goal right now. I don't care about outcomes anymore. I want to be able to enjoy this bloody YouTube process, this YouTube journey, because this YouTube journey, honestly, has been very lucrative for me. It has been very profitable. Like, even though my views aren't that high, the people who watches it, like, one of my videos actually made me 30K. And it specifically is that video about my AI client factory model. Because of all the different lead magnets and upsells and whatever not. I want to be able to just focus on the process, man. So here's how I'm going to do it. Number 1, I'm going to remove all constraints. No more scripts, no more professional editing, right? No more bullshit like, oh my, I must stay on brand. If a topic fires me up, right? If I see something and I feel inspired, I'm just going to open the camera and I'm just going to talk to the camera. I'm going to say exactly what I think and what I feel and how I feel, whatever. I'm like, no more constraints. Okay. So all these constraints were just protection against I feel ugly, but they kill consistency more than the feeling ever did. So I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to entertain my own BS. So remove all constraints. I'm going to make things super easy and simple for me. Frictionless. Number 2, I'm going to create for the tribe and distribute to strangers. What I mean by that is that every single time I create a meaningful video that gets a lot of views, that resonates with a lot of you, that many of you put in the comments, okay, I found this valuable. How is this free? They were not created for you. Like, they weren't actually created for strangers. They were actually created for my clients first and my community second. My clients, meaning people who are actually paying me, members of my AI Toy Factory, the people who are going through different tiers, whatever tiers they are, the people who are in my free community, when I notice that, hey, there are certain things that the way they think is not right about something, I want to call it out. If I think that there are certain things that people are doing that is costing them money, costing them time, costing them energy, effort, that's costing them their success, I want to be able to talk about it. So I know my community intimately. I know my clients intimately, right? So that has always been my most successful videos. My least successful videos are the kind of videos that I am creating trying to attract strangers. I do not know how those other YouTubers do it, but I can't for the life of me do it. I mean, I follow their format, I follow their tricks, I follow their Tube Buddy or whatever not. I use their tools and everything. I tried doing SEO, but it has never worked for me. And the reason why is I don't think it's because their methods don't work. I think it's because of me. I am not aligned. I don't feel the stuff that I want, that I need to feel in order to make the content blessed with the energy that it needs to move forward. So that is what I'm doing. I'm gonna create for my community. Right now, my community, the free community, has 100 plus members, and there were like the people who are actually paying me in various different tiers, right, all the way to one of my one-on-ones, have like about 20 of them, which I meet on a weekly basis. I know exactly what they need to hear because I know their problems intimately. So by doing this, I'm gonna remove all 5 fears together. There will be no fumbling because I know exactly what they need. There'll be no lost excitement because I'm solving the real problems that I see. There'll be no poor articulation because I understand the context, and over time, my articulation life is going to be better and better. I want to be able to do this without talking points at all. Even right now, I'm using talking points when I'm talking to you right now. But I want to be able to do this without talking points whatsoever. There'll be no scheduling problems because if I see something, I'm going to hit camera, I'm going to start recording immediately. No more waiting. And no more, am I good enough? Am I ugly? Because I wouldn't be caring about myself at all. The message matters more than the messenger. What you guys need to, that's exactly what I'm going to be focusing on. I'm going to be focusing on what you guys need to hear. And from now onwards, I just realized this, from now onwards, whenever I'm addressing you, I'm not going to be addressing strangers. I'm going to be addressing members of my community because that is what you guys need. I'm going to be making content that my community needs. So you guys are not strangers who suddenly discover me online. You guys are people who are members of my community. If you saw this as a stranger, you don't want to join my community, it's fine. But if you do want to join my community, every single video that I make is going to be for you guys. It's going to be what I think you guys need to hear in order for you guys to move your business, your career forward. So I'm going to make content for members. Then I'm going to release it publicly. And then I'm going to, over time, as I build the system that makes everything frictionless, I'm going to document that. I'm going to talk about it in my weekly newsletter. So this will attract the kind of audience that I do want, which will actually sustain my business growth as well. So that's number 2, which is create for the tribe, distribute to strangers. Number 3, allowing my content to be ugly. I am done. I'm so done with this running background voice that says, "Hey, Felix, you look ugly." So I already have, like, in my past, I've used David Hawkins' letting go technique. And I realized that, like, all of this voice, right, it comes from me being attached to me looking good. That's why I need to create all this preparation. Now I'm no longer attached. In fact, I'm just gonna embrace the ugly. Like, I'm gonna embrace having shit on my table. I'm gonna embrace not editing. I'm gonna embrace the sudden, sometimes breakout of my pimples when I eat something wrong. By the way, I have eczema, like adult onset eczema. I manage it because I'm able to manage it through carnivore diet. It has been worked wonderfully for me. I've like purely cured myself, but sometimes if I slip my diets here and there, like the eczema comes back. I'm just gonna embrace the fuck out of that. Okay, I'm gonna accept that part of me. I'm not gonna care if I show up one day and there's this big ass pimples on my nose or on my face or whatever not. It has killed my momentum so many fucking times. I am done with all of that. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. So if I have eczema, if I'm going to show up disheveled or whatever not, didn't have a haircut or whatever shit, I'm not going to give a damn anymore. I'm just going to press the record button and we're going to go and do it. So adaptability is my one word intention for 2026. I'm going to be adaptable. I'm going to be versatile. I'm just going to be like one of those guys who, hey, anything else can, no problem. So, that's all. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. So to recap, I'm gonna remove all constraints. No more scripts. No more editing. No more must stay on brand. No more SEO bullshit. Okay, whatever fires me out, I'm gonna talk about it. No problem. Number two, I'm gonna create for the tribe. I'm gonna distribute for strangers. That makes things so much more easier for me because I already know exactly what you guys need to do, and I know what I need to say to you guys. I know what you guys need to hear. It makes it a lot more easier for me. Number three, I'm gonna embrace the shit out of my ugly side. Whatever it is, I think is ugly. I'm not gonna care about it. This is gonna be how it goes. So adaptability is gonna be the word that I'm gonna be focusing on. And if you're interested to go through the envisioning process, the link is in the description. Right, it's very well worth it. Many people have found the whole process to be absolutely life changing. Thomas, one of my clients, went from 20 people in his room to 2 months ago, like he had 200 plus people in his room. He went from like starting a new offer from zero to hitting multiple six figures. Jack discovered like hit six figures for the first time, like after having discovered certain limiting beliefs about himself, just the way I did right now. He went from like 0 to six figures over the course of 6 months. And Joey, who is also another client of mine, decided like he was about to launch a new career on something which is completely unrelated to his family business, and rediscovered that his main passion, his calling, is to do his family business. And right now he's doing it very, very well. So like there's a lot more stories where it come from. You guys just click in the link and you will see many stories of how the envisioning process has changed people's lives. I'm adding more every day. So if you're interested, go and check it out. I don't have a Christmas gift for you. I just realized I recorded this video because I was about to procrastinate until January. And I realized, okay, this is just another form of procrastination. I'm going to get it done. So I turn this on. Today is Christmas. I don't have a Christmas gift for you, but if I do have something that I want to give you for free, which is my community. So join the community, my AI Client Factory. There's a free version of my AI Client Factory course that you can find. It tells you exactly all the models that I do, the exact model that I implemented in my business to go from zero to hitting my first six figures. And you will be able to see how the practical ways of implementing AI directly in your business. And obviously you can surround yourself with like-minded people as well, or rather should I say growth-minded people. Join the authority skills, join the augmented intelligence. It is basically, we are using AI. We are a community of people who are using AI to grow ourselves, to become more rather than doing less. So the link is in the description as well. And that's all. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys found some value in it, and I'll see you in the next video.